Think that's a coinkydink? She's so cool. Lisa Stansfield, all around the world. Written by Barry White. You know, my darling, I can't get enough of your love, babe. Oh, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know why. Where's Ruben Studdard? Is he okay? I can't get enough of your love, babe. How can I explain all the things I feel? You've given me so much, girl, you're so unreal still. I keep loving you more and more each time. Girl, what am I gonna do? Because you're blowing my mind. I get the same old feeling. Every time here it goes, I scream your name. Something moves, yeah. Girl, what you got me doing, darling? I can't get enough of your love, babe. I don't have the music accompaniment, so sorry. Sorry. I'm not a multi-millionaire with a studio. But I do like Barry White a lot. Anybody else like Barry White? Yeah. That's one of my favorite songs he ever wrote. Yeah. The funny thing is like, dude, why did you say she don't know why he went away? She said he gave the reasons he should go, and he said things he never said before, and he was mad, oh so mad. And I don't think he's coming back. She did too much dogging, wasted too much time. Now she's there and crying. She been around the world and she can't find her baby. She knows exactly why he went away, because he told her. You dogged me and I didn't dog you. I did you right and you did me wrong. And I don't have to put up with this no more. So I'm going to go away. When the wind whips through the pines and there's memories on your mind, you gonna wonder about me, babe. I was listening to that when I first started cutting the yard. You think it's a coinkydink? Think that there's a coinkydink? Or you think there's NASA in the house? NASA massa in the house. Yeah. I remember telling Gabe about that. I sat there and I said, dude, I will sing songs in the videos. I will go down to the library. I will make 30 videos. I will load them on YouTube and put them on Facebook. And in between loading on Facebook, they will put the songs that I sung on my videos in between the video feeds. Do you think that's more than a coinkydink? Yeah, they're just fucking with you, Uncle. Of course they're fucking with me. But why aren't they fucking with you? And why aren't you standing up for us to live the Lord's Prayer without fear? You read the Bible more than I do. Do you understand? Why aren't we living it, Been around the world and they can't find their early. He's right here where y'all left him. Yeah. Grandpa's house, same phone number for 30 years. This place hasn't moved, That's why I don't go around going, where are my kids? Come back to me. You packed in the morning, I stared out the window and I struggled for something to say. That wrong him by my Natalie. You left in the rain without closing the door. I didn't stand in your way. Now I need you more than I needed before, and I wear out find comfort, God knows, 'cause you left me just when I needed you most. Anybody else like Randy Van Warmer? I love that song. I was like that song. I love that song. Yeah, there's another song that reminds me of my Ray Ray, because she was my little protector and supporter and so cute. When the world is ready to fall on your little shoulders, and when you're feeling lonely and small. Because every time she'd get sick, she'd come up, she'd give me hugs and call me dad. Yeah. She didn't call me dad any other time. It's just when she was feeling like totally miserable, sick, and almost dead. I think she got that from the rotavirus in the shower in Mesa. Just let it go, Natalie. Just put the washcloth in between us, put her on top of my chest and kissed her little head and just get it all out, and I'll just let the shower just wash it all down. You're going to be okay. You'll get through this, my little baby. I love you. Yeah. That was, Patrick's favorite song for positive music, Father and Child. You ever heard that one? It's a good song. I ain't heard it in I haven't heard that in forever. Maybe I should look it up. That was Patrick's favorite. Yeah. My two favorites on that album I have on there. Oh, put your head on my shoulder. Sing me in a river of tears. Kiss, this could be the best thing yet, but you must overcome your fears. Oh, in time, could have been so much more. Anybody else like Boy George? Or is it just me? And Amy Sue? And Bob? Bob Cummins did it. That's the most gay homosexual music I ever heard in my life. If you leave. What was the other one? Talk to me, don't just. I was so in love with you. Yeah, I liked all the. I was like, Bob, I love you, but man, everything you like is gonna get us beat up if we play it when we're cruising. I know you want to attract the girls. Once we attract the girls, with Tigra and Bunny, even though I don't like that song, with Lisa and Colt Jam in full force, Oswald and Cameo, and James Brown with full force also. Once we attract them with that, then when we get alone and we got girls with us, then you can play Crystal Maneuvers in the Dark. And Depeche Mode. People are purple, so why should it be? Pink and blue should get along so awfully. Right? You know what I'm saying? But first, let's play the cool, tough guy stuff. And then when we get the girls, we can play the homosexual music. Because, like, what are you, gay? What? Oh, yeah, that's RuPaul in the back seat there. It's only, it's 24, it's 24 head, 44 LA. It's only 24 head. I have to explain that to Brett. She's so pretty. Why is she coming back so fast? And the other ones are taking longer because it's 24 head and 44 LA. What are you talking about? She is not she. She's he. Wait, she's he? Right. Charles Barkley, when he got caught with she, who was giving good a hamburger, like Keenan said on Saturday Night Live. Right. And Teddy Pendergast got caught in a car with a transgender prostitute. Oh, and he was high and he didn't know. Yeah, if you're high and you leave her for a prostitute, you don't know if she's Lola or not Lola. To be or not to be? That is the question. It happens. Some prostitutes in Phoenix and Los Angeles, the women get jealous. He's better looking than I am. Amy used to say that about RuPaul all the time. We'd watch, what was the name of that movie? Sacha Baron Cohen's dumbass with or she has ass like as tight as anus, as tight as a 7-year-old's anus. You're like this. And the guy, remember when he was going to that Christian guy in Virginia or whatever, and Sacha Baron Cohen calls him on his hypocrisy, and he sits there and he talks, and he's talking about getting a loan from him, and he has money, he has TV cameras. And the guy's sitting there talking to Sasha, and Sasha sits there and goes, her pussy, when we first got married, it was tight as 7-year-old anus. Now it hangs like wizard sleeve, right? And the guy's still talking to him and doing business because they're doing business. Like the dude, that I told about what happened with my family for military intel. The guy that sold all the guns with crosses on it from Mississippi. And Sun Yat-sen told me what you should have done is got out the credit card and said how much for the whole lot, and his whole tune would have changed. Just like the asshole in the bank at Virginia with Sacha Baron Cohen on Borat, right? And he caught him on camera. And they signed off on it. Yeah. Like when he went to that Pentecostal church with that Republican senator, and nobody, like my nephew, my neighbor, so-and-so, he has iPad Nano, he's an asshole, And then they were trying to convert him to Christianity. And then he got with those two guys, and those two guys just sat there, and he said, that Pam Anderson was his dream girl, and she was, with pussy as tight as 7-year-old anus. And they said, no, dude, she's married to Tommy Lee, and he's probably got a bigger dick than you. Watch, we'll show you the porno. And then he was devastated. You remember that? Me and Amy watched that movie like 2 or 3 times. It's like, this is particularly disturbing. It's very disturbing. And what disturbed her the most was she was like, oh my gosh, I don't look anything like Asmat. You don't look anything like Asmat. I'm fat. He's fat. Okay. You're full-figured. Okay. He's full-figured too. Yeah. But looking at his full-figure naked does not turn me on. But looking at your full-figure naked, let's fall in love. Why don't we fall in love? While we're young, let's make a go for it. Let's make a show of it. You're just thinking like half the superficial, shallow people at Fort Huachuca that are watching this and saying, this guy could have been the best jock and in the best shape and kicked Chuck Norris's and Bruce Lee's ass at the same time, and he's having sex with this roly-poly little bat-faced girl instead of a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader. But I could have dated the guy. Edna was, wow, she was Dulang, and she asked me out. Dulang, Dulang, Dulang. The prettiest girls and all, yeah. B. Martinez saw pictures of Edna Gomez. She's like, she asked you out, and then I'll show her pictures of me. Oh, I see why she asked you out. You were cute, Cruz. I was very cute before all your business partners at Fort Bliss and White Sands tried to kill me with chemical poisoning with all the poor people at the soup kitchens that, have families that are migrants and get in trouble doing coyoting and mule trafficking because it's turned into an illegal industry because they don't live the Lord's Prayer, and I'm the living embodiment of it. Hallelujah, brother. Food around the corner. Right. So you see what I'm saying? So there's nothing the Chinese government, the Japanese government, the Australian government, the Italian government, the Brazilian government, the government of where these mountains reside and their boundaries and borders, they write down on laws, write on pieces of paper that it's their land. And Milwaukee, Algonquin word, a land of Humbahe, Lambanching, Chimbambe, the Golumbambe. We call them the Gulas, where we get the money for the Bula Bulas. We get all the water for the titty tula fulas. Suck the tough, fuck the titties and sucka, sucka, sucka. It's a golf ball through a garden hose. Hey, we need money to fuck through our nose. And you're like, you guys are horrible. And you're supposed to be Christians and Muslims. You talk like a terrible sailor with a potty mouth. That's because you won't stand up for the Lord's Prayer, and I have to tell you about your sin on a daily basis and prove it to the technology beyond any reasonable doubts. I'm a scientist with a sick, twisted fucking perception of a sense of humor. And I have to kick the crap out of these assholes because they constantly reboot and reprogram the computers. And they're horrible human beings. Absolutely terrible human beings. Okay, they're disgusting human beings. Okay? Because for hundreds of thousands of years we were having sex from the time that we could get a boner and menstruate. They think it's like holding the ocean back from a broom, which it is, to get us to wait till we're like 18 and 21 for her to accommodate our boner after she's menstruated for a suitable amount of time, to where the pregnancy most likely won't result in her and the baby dying, coming in breech, or not coming out at all, or so forth. There's a lot of other factors too, like trailer parks, freeways, jealous bitches, violent sex cult activity and brain activity over tens of hundreds of thousands of years, selling products held hostage, selling housing held hostage, shooting birds with projectile rocks through wooden metal casings for money with the selling it through video games. I'm the best bird shooter in the history of video games. How many birds did you need to shoot? Oh, only one or two. We don't have that many people to feed, but you killed. You're a pit bull in Las Cruces, being raised by military intel people. I could abide by an animal that kills to eat, but not an animal that just kills to kill. Right? Is that a Browning 22 at your side? Are they illegal now? Yeah, they're tumblers. Yeah, remember Richard Brown told me that story about that redneck guy from AJ? His son violated parole, and Richard came to get him, and the kid took off running. The dad grabbed the rifle and shot him in the butt, and Richard tried to stop him. And he said, what are you doing? He goes, you do know you probably just killed your son. You hit him in the buttocks. It's going to bounce off his pelvic bones and go through all his vital organs. You're not familiar with Sirhan and Robert Kennedy? Yeah, he used a tumbler. It's a real tiny gun, real tiny bullets. The gun that the fat, sloppy Mexican that said he didn't feel like making a bunch of flat-top niggers rich at Circles Records on the corner of Central and Roosevelt in Phoenix, Arizona, that took a shot at me through the window because I cussed him out, and he said, remember who you are. I said, this is my family, not you. Wakanda and Latifah and Rodney and Donna are my family. And Jenny's my family too, and she's Mexican, and she agrees. You need to get out of here with that bullshit. Don't talk that way about our Tifa, our Rodney, our Donna, and our Wakanda, and our Al. And Duffy? Well, you can talk a little shit about Duffy. He's like a bitch on the rag if he doesn't get high. His girlfriend was interested in me. She was pretty, yeah. I had to tell her no. Said, if you're a single and, if we're born in another place and time, I was very nice about it. I was like, I can't, but, I'm flattered. Because she didn't do it in front of Duffy. Said, I'm flattered, and if we were under different circumstances, I would definitely more than consider it. But I can't. I was real nice. She's pretty. She kind of reminded me a lot of my mother-in-law, Patricia. She's pretty, red bone, and she's pretty. And she was tolerable, and she's real nice. She just got tired of Duffy's shit, and so she, they said you were gay. I'm not gay, no. And she was like, yeah, I can't. It's given the circumstances, it's another place or time. Yeah, If I don't work here anymore, call me. Me and Duffy ain't that tight. I know he can be an ass. And I know he hits on other women, so okay. I get you. I feel you. Al with Sandra? No. Even if, she's asked Al if it was okay and Al said it was okay, I probably still couldn't. Sandra had her own dance studio and she was so cute. She had a wonderful personality, but I probably still couldn't. Carmelita and Randy and Earl, I'll call dibs, man. I'm sorry. Would have been really hard. Yeah. I'm just like that. It's like I told Amy and, not Amy, Miriam, I figured if the Lord wanted us to be better together, we probably would have been single when we met. But it's sad to belong to someone else when the right one comes along. Yes, it's sad to belong. I don't think it had anything to do with... I wasn't supposed to be in the military. I was supposed to be playing college basketball, dominating college basketball from Flagstaff, Arizona, and everybody freaking out, going, "Where'd this kid come from? And what the hell happened? How is he so good? And why is We would have had a dominant team, guys. That was a good basketball team. They had, what was his name? Ingram and Stan Gaston and Troy Benton and the big tall kid from Vegas that was Sean Herman. And they had Antoine Hutchinson from Stockton, California. And they had Andre Spencer and David Duane and Andy Hurd and Harry Payne and... Shit, I'm trying to think of, and I think he was going to graduate. Well, he would have been there too. This Simmons kid from that went to Central Arizona, and his dad went to school at NAU, and he was good. He's 6'3" and a real good defender and good rebounder. Yeah, we would have had him and just put Earl in and turn him loose, get him the ball on the outlet, and then let him crash the boards and let Harry or Andy get back on defense because Earl's a better rebounder, even though he's 5'11". Yeah. Oh, Andy would have been fine with it. And have been like, "Hey, Earl, do what you do, snatch and ball. And then I'll go get out the break and you give me that dime and then when the guy sits there and doesn't guard you, dribble between your legs real fast and piss him off and then boom, throw it with the right hand and lay up." Okay. I will do that. I will do that for you. We'll get dun-dun-dun. We'll be on SportsCenter all the time. It'll be fun. Yeah. I was just that way. I realized the only time I did spectacular plays was because the only thing bigger than most basketball players is their ego. And so when you do things to, he plays like a joto negro, he plays like a faggot nigger, that boy think he bad. When you do stuff like that, they all want to stop you. They want to come off the bench and stop you. Their mom gets pissed off. Who's that white boy thinks? And she wants to stop you. And his sister, who can't stand him, doesn't want him to be embarrassed because it's like, that white boy kicked your brother's ass. Yeah. And she wants to come out and stop him. So you can't be talking that way about it. You can't let that white boy jump higher than you and dance better than you. He's not James Brown and Michael Jackson. You're supposed to be like James Brown and Michael Jackson. What's that got to do with me? Just play. Just have fun. That's all we're doing. We're exercising. If the doctor said it's good for our heart, you bet you right away. And then we'll hanker for a hunk of cheese. Right. And then have some popcorn. Right. With Magic Johnson. And no more fucking women in the ass, especially in airplanes. All right. You have a nice day. Don't Discovery your prep and don't prep your Discovery. Just stop doing things that are not healthy sexually. And then your sex life will be okay. Hallelujah, brother. Food around the corner. Right. Just be monogamous, be healthy, be kind. Your body reacts to the unhealthy conditions and the unhealthy actions of your actions. I'm not doing this to my body. I don't intend for it to be happening to my body much longer. Don't look any further. And so I expect my body to recover from this abuse as well as possible. Okay. Don't go out and use chemicals to try to kill all the kangaroo rats in your barn. Just keep it as clean as possible. Come up with a thing with kangaroo rats. I'm not going to make a lot of food available. But I understand it is comfortable in there because, I keep it clean. But then there's not as much stuff to eat and places to hide and hunt other critters in it too. And, and I also, at night when I play basketball in there, run a evaporative cooler. So it makes it, hey, it's a nice place. Hey, go on in there. It's just pretty cool. It's like a little oasis. Midnight at the oasis. Send your camel to bed. And you won't need no harem. No. When I take you for a ride, well, could you please, you please take me for a ride? That would be really nice. I'm kind of tired. I took the top almost my whole life, and then they tried to kill me. And so I deserve, I actually deserved that girl from El Paso that liked me for saving girls from being raped to death from brothels, that was in her 20s when I was in my 40s. And why isn't she going out with the cute kid? Does he get online and try to stop all the perverts in the military from raping girls to death in Mexico without fear? No. Do you see why the little Mexican girl in her 20s finds your 40-some-odd ass more attractive than the 20-year-old talking to her getting his degree to work with the people at White Sands? Yeah, I get it. Okay, if I was a gorgeous woman that wanted little girls to stop being raped across the border, I would think I was the most gorgeous man alive too, and keep staring at him instead of the cute guy who's trying to get a job at White Sands. Yeah, I probably would too. If you're uncomfortable by this, stand up for a Lord's Prayer with me. I wish a rabbit in a hat and a bat and a 6'4" Impala. And then so you can be 5'11". Cleo could be dating a guy who's 6'9" and shit and plays basketball all the time and makes lots of money from NIL for it. And she'd still look at this 5'11", 60-year-old more and say, he's way sexier than you are. Yeah. He saves children from being sexually assaulted by bad science projects in their brains while they sleep. He's freaking gorgeous. He wakes up every morning, knock it off, you little fucking assholes, or I'm going to have to kick your ass. We're going to kick you off our social media site. Go ahead. It's still not going to make you as beautiful and gorgeous and amazing of a Mr. Loverman as me. If you're looking for a Loverman, you look upon the right one. Mark, Priscilla wishes you were me and that I was Autumn's and Maxima's biological father. And if you were Priscilla, would you want it any other way? And Sheryl Sandberg is having sex with other women on an airplane because she can't have sex with me in the garage. I know you better than you know you. I can explain science to scientists better than scientists can explain it to themselves. Don't you think Blossom looked cute in her dress last night on that ghost impersonation for money all those years ago? I think that was 2019. Okay? Do you understand? She's not really sexually attracted to Jim because Jim ain't as sexually attracted to her. He's homosexual. Yeah. All we are is dust in the wind, bro. Close my eyes only for a moment and the moment's gone. All we do crumbles to the ground though we refuse to see. Dust in the wind. All we are is dust in the wind. Good tune, huh? That was two knuckleheads from West Virginia that called my Aggies the Crabbies and the New Mexico Lobos the hobos because they were from mountaineer country. Well, what about Thundering Herd? They were like a division below back then. Yeah, they weren't a Division I school. Marshall at that time was like a Division II in basketball and football kind of thing. Kind of a powerhouse, but not in the Division I. New Mexico and New Mexico State were both Division I at that time. So the state's resources and recruiting things were divided between the two states, and New Mexico had a smaller population than West Virginia. Okay. But the Krabbies in basketball, I think, got further than. Wait, they might have got to the Final Four. Did they get to the Final Four when they had old Mr. Logo, Jerry West? Maybe. Yeah. But the Krabbies had been to the Final Four, and got in the Sweet 16 more times in West Virginia in those last couple of years than the Mountaineers. Yeah. I could have talked shit to them. I was like, you guys are talking shit about them, but we have a really good basketball program. We have a really good basketball team. Yeah, we have one of the best mid-major basketball programs in the entire country. Oh, yeah. We're quite proud of our basketball program at New Mexico State University. Lou Henson, Ken Hayes, and Weldon Drew. I liked Weldon Drew. I did not like Greg Barry and Skip Adams. No, not a lick. Didn't like them at all. They undermined Weldon Drew every step of the way. They were so much smarter than the black guy. The only reason why they were able to get such good players is because they had a black coach, and the black guys wanted to play for the black coach. But they had to tell them all what to do because they were so much smarter. They were dicks. My mom could not stand Skip. And LaDonna, pillow can't compete with this pillow talk. Skip Adams' wife worked with my mother. Okay. I really liked Weldon Drew. I didn't get to meet Weldon. I got to briefly meet Ken Hayes, who went to go coach at Oral Roberts when he had success at New Mexico State because they had more money and could pay him more money in Tulsa than they could at New Mexico State. So he took the job at Oral Roberts, and because he was a Christian and wanted to coach at a Christian college. That doesn't mean he's a bad person. It just means, what does it mean? It means he had to have a secret lair with a laser beam. It's pretty much standard, Keith, it's not scary and I'm embarrassed to say it. Change it to Boris or something, that he got hoodwinked by all the rabbits. Hey, how updike of you. There you go. Do you understand? It happens all the time. It's still happening. Guys, you're programmed by people at Fort Huachuca that smile a lot and say, yeah, we can program like we're programming a computer. And they always think that they're programming the other person, but not you, because you've got it all figured out. Tulsi Gabbard's got it all figured out. She's not being programmed by the assholes at White Sands or Fort Bliss or Fort Huachuca. No, she's too smart for that. Okay? Guys, the people involved in the USO program that are probably disappearing most likely have disappeared because they're like Goebbels. They're part of information control and propaganda to cover up real political social agendas that are causing real problems in space-time continuums and in string and loop theory. It's more tangible than the other things that they're talking about on all these videos trending online. They came and talked to me about it. I didn't even want to know. I just was like, let's just use this communication satellites to apply them their physics of that there Lord's Prayer, so we don't have to do any of the stuff that you guys think you invented and the rest of the book to happen. We're going to make the big spaceship and stuff. That's you guys. That's your you already did it. What? Star Trek. Idris Elba. There you go. Playing rock music, destroying each other with midi-chlorines and dibble-bi-bites and dibble-bob-bops and bibble-bi-bites. It's little-baba-dibba-dabba-giddu-lub-lights. And your clomblines and your slop-slides and your snoznates and your bosnates and your nosnates and your protons and neutrons and Jimmy neutrons and protons. Okay? Guys, when I say the book of Revelation in its totality of faithful communications to save us from mass genocide has been fulfilled, it's been done. Okay? It doesn't matter what the Graham family says. It doesn't matter what the John David Rockefeller Foundation says. It doesn't matter what the Vatican says. It doesn't matter what the Paris Summit says. It doesn't matter what the United Nations says. What I say matters. I'm the guy, that the whole book of Revelation is about. Okay? When I say it's done, it's done. When I say it's right, it's right. When I say what you're doing now is wrong, it's wrong. I'm the way, the truth, and the life. Not all these assholes pretending to be the best comic book character in the history of comic book characters that still need comic book characters in order to buy their comic books at Comic-Con. Right? Pull your head out of your fucking ego. Okay? Sean Ryan, shut the fuck up. Nick Shirley, don't call me Shirley. Act like St. Nicholas or I'm going to call you a bitch every time I see you. Okay. Come on now. Stop being an ass. Tell George Clooney to take his dress off and stop going shopping. Stop trying to sell me tequila and coffee. Share, care, given accordance to need, built to last. Then his wife will be, I think I'm finally beautiful for the first day of my life. Me too, me too. I'm the most gorgeous man in the whole world, according to a magazine 30 years ago. Yeah, whatever. Shut up and just tell Mrs. Garrett I said hey. You tell her. She's not listening to me. She knows all the facts of life from people that are the best scientific test support in the history of the world. Okay? People don't listen to me. Jennifer Lopez doesn't listen to me. The scientist in the military that head fuck her to keep her doing what she's doing, she thinks she trusts them more than she trusts me. Okay? I'll get up and be tortured insidiously on social media for over 16 years to try to give her children love and kindness and patience and real protection from selfishness and abuse of debt and trespass. And she thinks she trusts the assholes that keep her money safe with their phones and satellites more than me. Barack Obama thinks that he's safer being fucked in the head by the people that made him president than he is trusting Earl to protect Malia and Sasha from being the head of the psychology department at the University of Chicago for 30 fucking years. If the shoe fits, then wear it. If your mind hurts, then bear it. It's your conscience to live with every day, every night. If you find it hard sleeping, if you just lie there weeping, if the truth hurts, then the shoe fits just right. Is it golden slippers or ruby slippers or both? Your eyes flash at them and the crowd all goes wild, right? To them, you're just a woman to go with their wine. I look at you and all I can see is a child. Playing Monopoly on TV, selling soda in a can. Michaela, when will it be that we live the Lord's Prayer? Just you and me, girl. And everybody else that believes in me. And then your children can really believe in you. Because you're as beautiful as Ruth and Esther too. Right on. I love Earl. I do too. Yeah, but does Melania and Ivanka Trump know who I is? What about Nancy Grace? And Carolyn Levitt? And Pam Bondi? And Michelle Obama? What about all the kids that make reaction videos that I watch? There's a spark of magic in your eye. Go try it. Stylistics. Linda Creed. Bet you by golly, wow. Oh my gosh, this is gorgeous. Isn't it though? Okay, but you don't need to pay your bills, so you can have a barbecue, put it on, and your family go, who's that? That is the Stylistics, the lead singer is Russell Tompkins Jr. He was operatically trained because we had monetary-based training programs back then because we were stupid then. We're insane now, and no longer we're neither, either, either, or. So if somebody sings well and says, I'd like to learn how to sing operatically, someone could sit there and say, okay, I'll teach you how. Why? Well, because I love kids and I like it when they sing beautifully, right? 'Cause bet you by golly, wow, you're the one that I've been waiting for forever. And ever will my love for you keep growing strong, keep growing strong. Just balance, harmony, and understanding the thing, you know. Have faith and be beautiful. You can do it. I know. Peace out, man.